All right, welcome once again to the second session of career building workshop. In the first session, we've looked at what a career is, and we'll look at some of the features of career, and then we'll look at the difference between career and job, right? Now, in this session, we are going to look at career planning and personal branding. Whether you take seriously the idea of wanting to do something on a long term or not, what is very, very critical is the fact that you are going to be here for the next 10 years. You are going to be here for the next 20 years. And there is need for you to really sit down and plan it. I'm not sure if there is any young person watching me right now who wants to die in the next 2 years, right? You still want to live for the next 20 years, next 30 years, next 50 years. It's not therefore important and instructive for you to really sit down and plan, and decide what are you going to spend this time doing. You want to think of yourself like a product, as a person that you are a product personified. Whether you are looking to grow a career or whether you are looking to become a career professional or a career entrepreneur, people need to know what you stand for. People need to know what value you are able to bring, what value you can deliver. They need to know why they should trust you. And these things are very, very critical, which is the reason why we are going to be discussing career planning and personal branding. Now, why does career planning matter? Why is it important to plan your career? Planning your career gives you an idea of where to begin from. In the next 10 years, in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, it gives you an idea of what you are going to be doing, both in the short term and in the long term. So if you have decided to become a digital marketer, you look at what is it that you are able to do within the space of digital marketing, and what is it that you can do right now, what is it that you want to be able to do in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Because whether you like it or not, your ability to earn more will be dependent on your skill, on the skills you have, and the value that is placed on your skill. And the value placed on your skill is not the value you place on your skill. It is the value that is placed on your skills by the market. If the market does not value the skill that you have, or maybe if the value of the skill you have diminished in the market as a result of technology, the likelihood of you progressing, the likelihood of you earning big with that skill is going to diminish considerably. So, planning your career will give you an idea of where you are going to be in the next 3 years, and where you're going to be in the next 5 years, and where you're going to be in the next 10 years, and what you will be doing. You understand? Because these things are things you can forecast. Okay, I have these skills now. I believe that with the trend of technology, in the next 3 years, this skill will go into extension. So within the same digital marketing space, within the same fashion design, I'm able to identify that, okay, in the next 5 years, this is the skill that is going to be necessary. Why this particular skill right now can get me a job, a good paying job, in the next 3 years, it can't get me as much job and as much income as I will need, because it will diminish in value. Therefore, this is the next skill that I need to learn. This is why career planning is very, very important. The next, it also helps you to identify the type of roles you are going to take up. If you are going to be a career professional, you need to be able to have an insight into the type of roles that you're going to be doing. If you are a job seeker currently, do you have an idea about the type of roles you are going to take up when you are employed? I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of young people who are job seekers who don't even have an idea about the type of roles that they can take up in an organization. You meet a young graduate, a young person who tells you, I can do anything, any type of job you give me, I will do it. But that is definitely far from the truth, because you cannot do any type of job. You don't have the capacity, you don't have the skill set, you don't have the intellectual capacity, you don't have the qualification. So planning your career gives you an insight into the kinds of skills that you need. It also gives you an idea into the kinds of certifications that you will need to be able to succeed within that particular industry. And that is not all. It also gives you an idea of the kinds of experiences that you need to have, right? If you have an idea, if you're a young person looking for a job right now, and you have an idea of the type of jobs that you are looking for and what will be required of you on those job positions, you can now go on and look for relevant experiences, engage in community services, engage yourself in free services, rendering free services and all that to other organizations, just for the purpose of having the necessary experiences that will prove to potential employers that you are qualified. So this is another reason why it's critical for you to plan your career. The next is to identify the industries and the environment that best suit your values and your strength. It's very, very critical for you to know the type of industries and the type of working environment that suits you. One thing that your career does for you is that your career tells you the type of jobs roles that you can take up and the type of jobs roles you cannot take up. It's very, very important for you as a job seeker, as somebody who wants to become a career professional, to be able to identify the type of jobs you can do and the type of job you can do, and the types of environment within which you can work and the types of environment that you cannot work. You see, we live in a very, very desperate time where people are desperate for jobs, people are desperate for things, people are desperate to earn income, but little attention is being paid to the role that environment, the working environment plays. There are organizations that you shouldn't be working with because the working environment does not fit into your strength, does not fit into your passion. If you are working there, you're only going to be working for the money, and there will be no fulfillment, there will be no joy on the job, there will be no passion in it. You'll just be doing it for the money and you'll be dying silently, right? So it is critical for you to sit down and define a plan and define your career and the type of job roles that you can take up. Take this quick commercial break, and when we return from the break, we are going to be talking about career development phases, the various phases of career development, so that you'll be able to plan.
Hi there. Thank you for choosing to participate in our workshop. We're thrilled to have you on this learning journey with us. If you just came across this video online or on our channel, you can access all the workshop videos on our website at jomorc.com or on our YouTube channel at Jomo Mentorship. Looking to take your skills to the next level? Explore our wide range of in-depth courses at elearn.jomorc.com. Here's a glimpse of what we offer. Number 1, business planning and implementation. Number 2, business documentation and accounting. Number 3, business registration and legalization. Number 4, agribusiness establishment and management. Number 5, decoration and event planning enterprise. Number 6, fashion design enterprise. Number 7, food processing and packaging. Number 8, green energy enterprise. Number 9, oil and gas enterprise. Number 10, real estate and construction enterprise. Number 11, technology and security enterprise. And number 12, fintech and e-commerce enterprise. Whether you prefer learning remotely or at your own pace, we've got you covered with our flexible and engaging training experiences. Visit elearn.jomorc.com today and start building the future you deserve.
All right, welcome back from that quick commercial break. Now let us look at career development phases, the various phases of career development. You can multiply this as much as and have as many phases as you want, but in this workshop, I want to divide it into 3. The first phase is what I call the entry phase, and then the second phase is what I call the growth phase, and then the third phase is what I call the leadership phase, right? Now, the first phase, which is the entry phase, is when you get your first job on or along your career path as a career as a career professional. As a career professional, there is that first 2 years, that first 3 years, that first 4 years of your life on your first job is what we call the entry level. In this entry level, there are a number of things that you need to learn. A lot of experiences you need to gather, especially when it comes to the corporate environment, the working environment, corporate etiquette. By the way, we have a workshop on corporate etiquette, and I think it will go a long way to help you. You should go and check it out. It's 6 different sessions, right? So this entry level is very, very critical. It is in this entry level that you build your initial connections, initial network, and it's very, very important that at this stage that you focus on what matters most. And what is it that matters most? Most experience, network, connection. These are the things that matters most at the entry level. So at that entering point when you get into your industry, when you begin your first role on the job, you want to identify who are the people that matter in that industry, what are the people that matter within that particular space where you are operating, what are the things, how can you reach them. You can follow them on their social medias and all that, so that you can build a proper foresight for yourself of what your 20 years, what your 30 years is going to look like, right? Then you build meaningful connections with people that matter. It is these connections that will help you on the second phase of your career development. And the second phase of your career development is what we call the growth phase. The growth phase is where you build expertise, proper expertise, you get necessary certifications, and then you also broaden your network, you expand your network, and this is very, very critical, right? In the entry phase, you are going to take up internships, you are going to take up volunteering services, and then you are going to take up some forms of junior roles, maybe you're an assistant to somebody and all that. But when you come to the growth phase, you have now matured, you are now being handed over, that position yourself. You are no longer assisting somebody, you are now handling the tasks by yourself, also all by yourself. You have now built some experiences on the job, and this is very, very critical, because this is the phase where you need to demonstrate your expertise. You need to demonstrate your authority. You need to also get certain certifications that will help you to boost your expertise, and you also want to expand your network. And then the third phase of a career development is what I call the leadership phase. The leadership phase is the phase where you take up greater responsibilities, where you take up greater responsibilities. You have become an authority, and you also have people who are looking up to you. People want to learn from you, so you now have the capacity to inspire other people. This is a phase where you also want to take up some leadership roles, like conducting trainings, organizing seminars, and moving out and reaching out to people, helping other people to grow, just the same way other people also help you to grow. So here you are not just about getting a job and working within a company, but you're also about providing leadership to people, whether within your company, within the industry, and within any ecosystem where you find yourself. Right now, that is very, very critical. This is what we refer to as the leadership. As a leadership, here you have been able to build some leadership capacity. You're not the manager of the company, or maybe a head of department and all that. To get here has probably taken you 10 years or 15 years or maybe 20 years. And you are finally here. You have been in the industry, you are in the profession for the past 20 years. So you have built a lot of experiences, you have met a lot of people, and now it is time for you to start giving back. It is time for you to start providing leadership and taking up initiative roles, innovation roles, and all that. We'll take this quick commercial break again, and when we return, we are going to talk about getting started with your entry level.
Hi there. Thank you for choosing to participate in our workshop. We're thrilled to have you on this learning journey with us. If you just came across this video online or on our channel, you can access all the workshop videos on our website at jomorc.com or on our YouTube channel at Jomo Mentorship. Looking to take your skills to the next level? Explore our wide range of in-depth courses at elearn.jomorc.com. Here's a glimpse of what we offer. Number 1, digital marketing fundamentals. Number 2, website optimization and marketing. Number 3, search engine marketing. Number 4, social media marketing. Number 5, content marketing. Number 6, email marketing. Number 7, digital analytics and reporting. Number 8, mobile marketing. Number 9, online reputation management. Number 10, artificial intelligence in digital marketing. Number 11, content creation and copywriting. And finally, number 12, affiliates and CPA marketing. Whether you prefer learning remotely or at your own pace, we've got you covered with flexible and engaging learning experience. Visit elearn.jomorc.com today and start building the future.
All right, welcome back from that quick commercial break. Now let's talk about getting started. It's critical, like I've mentioned, when you want to get started. With your profession as a career professional. You want to look out for internships. You want to look out for voluntary opportunities. You also want to look out for some junior roles. But in doing this, and in order to do this effectively, because internship too is not cheap. Days before, internship used to be cheap. Voluntary service, you can volunteer anywhere and they will take you. But now you cannot just, if you are going to volunteer anywhere, they need to evaluate. We now want to evaluate your skills and even see if you can even bring any value at all to the table, right? And so the requirements is just getting higher and higher and higher. You want to render free services, voluntary services, but they will tell you no, because they feel that you are not competent enough to even render voluntary services. You see how kind of silly that may sound, but then of course that is where we have found ourselves. So you want to focus on identifying your gap and closing your gap, and this is very, very critical. To do this effectively, you might want to implement you might want to implement what we call the SWOT analysis to analyze your strength, your weakness, your opportunities and your threats. But then there are specific things I need you to focus on. For example, I need you to list the top 3 skills you need to acquire. Identify the top 3 skills that you need in order to start up, in order to enter, in order to penetrate the system, in order to get into the system. What are the 3 skills that you need, right? 3 skills, not 1, not 2, 3 of them. Identify the 3 skills that you need in order to be able to enter the industry. Number 2, if you have been able to identify these 3 skills, the next thing I need you to do is to examine yourself and find whether you have any of these skills. If you have any of these skills, then you need to ask yourself, what is your competence level in each of the skills? How competent are you? It's not enough to have the skill. The society, the environment, the job market is also concerned about your competence level. You may be rejected, you may be denied a job offer, you may be denied an internship offer, you may be denied a voluntary service offer just because your competence level does not match what the company is looking for, right? And this is something you can build even if you are not on the job. This is something you can learn, right? So why wait for you to get a job? Just go ahead and learn it. One thing that job brings for you is the hands-on and also the experiences. But when it comes to mastering skills, mastering what you claim to know, for example, you say a digital marketer, there are a lot of things you can do on your own even if you are not on the job, right? So you need to evaluate what is your competence level. If you feel that your competence level is low, then find a way to increase it. And to do this, and also assuming out of these 3 skills that you have identified, you realize that you only have 2 or you only have 1, then it means you need to make extra effort to acquire the remaining. This is very, very critical. Don't wait and say, I want to get a job. I went to school 5 years and spent a lot of money. Let me get a job and recoup back some of the money. You are wasting your time, because you are not going to get any meaningful job when you don't have the required skills, when you don't have the requisite skills. So it is critical for you to build these skills, right? So once you have identified the skills that are required, the skills you need to be able to enter into the industry, you evaluate your competence level in them, and you identify certain gaps, then it is now time for you to close the gap. And for you to close the gap, you can look for free courses online, or you can look for low budget courses, because as somebody who doesn't have a job, maybe you are probably a dependent and all that, you don't have so much resources at your disposal, right? So you might want to consider some sources like Jomo Resource Center. Here we have a lot of courses that can help you do that. You can also want to consider Coursera. You might also want to consider LinkedIn online learning, and then you might also want to consider some other local hubs or some local centers that you can find around yourself, just to make sure that you're able to scale up, right? Able to build the necessary skills that you need to be able to succeed. Now let's talk about personal branding. I've mentioned earlier that it is you should. I've mentioned earlier that you should think of yourself as a product. If you have certain capacities and you have certain capabilities, at this point we are assuming that you have built the skills, the 3 skills that you need to be able to begin a role, to be able to enter, to be able to begin your profession or enter into the industry. What it means is that at this point you have built your competence level in those skills that anywhere you go you cannot be rejected, right? If you apply for an internship, you are so good that you cannot be rejected, right? Now, let's now talk about personal branding. When we talk about personal branding, we are talking about being able to put the message out there for yourself, whether you are job hunting or you are networking or you are maybe a career entrepreneur who wants to pitch your business. It is important that people should be able to Google you, because people will Google you. The question is, what will people find when they Google you? When people go on Facebook to look for you, what are they going to see? When they go on WhatsApp to check your profile, what are they going to see there? These are very, very important things that you need to seriously put into consideration. So your personal branding therefore becomes very, very critical. And what are the things that you want to put out there, the messaging? Any messaging you want to put on social media should be something that communicates your skill, and you need to be able to showcase your skill. Secondly, reputation. You need to be able to build certain reputations both online and offline. You need to be known for certain form of integrity. You need to be known for what you are doing. And then your communication style. Do you have communication skills? Do you have communication capability? This is very, very critical, because in many workplaces, even when you have the skill and you don't have communication skill, it's difficult for them to take you, because sometimes our modern job market and modern corporate system is becoming more collaborative. For you to get a particular task done, you need to collaborate with maybe 3 or 4 persons. Sometimes you even need to collaborate with other organizations and other institutions outside your organization you are working with. So organizations are very, very pious and very, very concerned about whether you have your communication skills are right. And then secondly is to provide a visual identity for yourself. This is very, very important. Your profile photos, your CV design. This is very, very critical, right? Your profile photos. A lot of you are on social media. You go on social media, your profile photo is not your face. Your profile photo is a picture of a car, a picture of a house, a picture of your favorite car. Now that is nonsense. If you want to build, if you want to be a professional, you want to really begin something meaningful for your life, you want to really build a career, you need to get a professional profile photograph. There is a reason why it is called your professional photograph, right? It's called your profile photograph. It's because it's something that should represent you. Your profile photo is something that should speak of you. Looking at your profile photo, we should be able to deduce your capacity. We should be able to deduce your communication capacity. We should be able to deduce your ability to multitask. You should be able to deduce a lot of things just by looking at your picture. And looking at that cat photo that is on your Facebook or WhatsApp profile does not say that about you. It does not even say anything about you. Putting your lover on your DP is also not a wise thing to do, right? Because you want to build a brand. You want to build a brand for yourself, right? So you want to build a visual identity that people can see and relate with. We'll take this quick commercial break, and then when we return, we are going to look at some of the tools that you can use to build your personal brand.
Hi there. Thank you for choosing to participate in our workshop. We're thrilled to have you on this learning journey with us. If you just came across this video online or on our channel, you can access all the workshop videos on our website at jomorc.com or on our YouTube channel at Jomo Mentorship. Looking to take your skills to the next level? Explore our wide range of in-depth courses at elearn.jomorc.com. Here's a glimpse of what we offer. Number 1, customer service essentials. Number 2, team building and management. Number 3, corporate profiling and job application. Number 4, personal and servant leadership. Number 5, human resource management. Number 6, communication and public speaking. Number 7, project management. Number 8, marketing and branding. And finally, number 9, counseling and conflict resolution. Whether you prefer learning remotely or at your own pace, we've got you covered with flexible and engaging learning experiences. Visit elearn.jomorc.com today and start building the future you deserve.
All right, welcome back from that quick commercial break. Now, let us look at some of the tools you need. The first one is what? Your professional bio. Your professional bio is a short sentence, just a short sentence that speaks about your skills, about your experience, and about your expertise. You can just Google, you can just Google what Google, and Google will give you what a professional bio should look like. It should be on your Facebook, it should be on your Instagram, it should be on your WhatsApp, it should be on your LinkedIn. You understand? The next is LinkedIn profile. You need to create a LinkedIn profile if you want to be a career professional. LinkedIn is space for professionals. So if you really want to be a professional, you need to get on LinkedIn and make sure you have a professional profile there, and you want to keep your professional profile clean, complete, and focused on your future goals. The next is your CV and resume. You need to have a proper and a standard CV or resume, and then of course that your resume is supposed to be tailored to every job or the role that you want to apply for, which means every time you want to apply for a job, you need to be able to tweak it a little bit, you need to fit into that particular role that you want to apply. Again, we have a workshop on personal branding. That workshop on personal branding, we dissected CV and resume and other issues that relate to branding, so you can also check it out. The next is your social media presence. You need to be mindful of what you post on social media, your shares and your comments, whatever that is going to. During the personal branding workshop, I did mention that you should not allow people to tag you on posts that are not related to your career path, right? And that is very, very critical. Also, posting whatever it is that you want to post, or whatever post you want to share, you have to make sure it is something that reflects, because once you apply for a job, once you apply for an internship, you go there to check what you have been posting, whether you are somebody that is engrossed with, you are passionate about that particular field or that particular craft or not. Finally, your personal brand is your career currency. It's what will open doors for you. It is what will build credibility for you. It is what will help you to stand out of the crowd. Because you imagine any job you are applying for, just think about how many people are applying for the same job, and it is your personal branding that is going to stand you out of that crowd. Therefore, I need you to audit your LinkedIn profile. I need you to also audit your resume. I need you to do some tweak on your social media handles. Go and change that picture, get a professional picture, and make sure that picture is there, the picture that can speak to your audacity and that can speak to your capacity as a person, and ensure that your social media bios and all that reflect your experience, reflect your skills, and reflect your career path. Thank you very much. Don't forget, in the description of this video, we have links to other sessions of this workshop. We also have links to other of our courses that you can also take. And thank you very much for joining this session. Well, I will see you in the third session, where we shall be talking about the startup journey proper, and you can begin your journey in a more proper and structured way. Thank you very much.